Hi everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Hope you're all doing well. Today I decided I'm going to show you how I make my recipe for coconut snowball cookies. I thought it'd be perfect. Christmas holidays are right here and these cookies look great on the dessert table. They're very delicious and easy to make. So stay with me and watch how to make my recipe for coconut snowball cookies step by step. To make my coconut snowball cookies, you will need the following ingredients: confectioner's sugar, white chocolate, unsalted butter, vanilla extract, coconut extract, salt, granulated sugar, sweetened coconut, and all-purpose flour. Now, of course, I'll list the quantity of the ingredients as I go along with the recipe. Let's get started. I want to start off with sifting confectioner's sugar. I'm using 3/4 cups of the confectioner's sugar. I'm going to sift that into the mixing bowl. Next, I'm adding 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, and to that I'm going to add 1 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature. Now to cream together the butter and the sugar, I'm going to place the mixture on high speed and let it mix for about 2 minutes. I can see that the butter and sugar is coming to a nice creamy texture. I'm just going to take a spatula and scrape the edges of the bowl to make sure that the ingredients are all well incorporated. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to place the mixer on a medium speed and continue to add the balance of the ingredients. And I'm going to start off with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And for flavor, of course, I'm going to add coconut extract, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon. Make sure that's all in there. And to that, I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So we want to make sure that's all nice incorporated. I'm going to place that on high speed, mix that for another 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I can see that my creamy texture has come together nicely. And I just want to have you take a look at the texture of the cream. Look at that. Perfect. So now we're going to add our next ingredient, which is the all-purpose flour. I'm going to sift that in, and I have here 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to gradually add the flour to the sifter just to make sure that all the flour gets into the bowl and not onto the counter. So I'm going to do that in 2 to 3 parts and just gradually sift it into the bowl, just as I'm doing here. Now all there's left to do is to combine the flour with the butter mixture. I'm going to place it on a medium speed and let it mix for about 2 minutes. Now after 2 minutes, you can see that the flour is working itself into the butter, and I want to make sure that's all well incorporated, combined into a dough-like texture. So all I'm going to simply do is remove the bowl from the mixer. And all I'm going to simply do is take my spatula and scrape the cookie dough that's at the bottom and the edges of the bowl. And the only last step with the dough is to use my hands, and I'm going to bring the cookie dough together just like it is here. And you can see the butter is going to bring it together. I'm going to form it into a ball of dough. After 30 seconds of kneading, I have my cookie dough. Now that we have the cookie dough that's come together, I'm going to use the scoop to just form the balls so they can be pretty much the same size, just as I'm doing here. Place it in my hand, and then I'm going to roll them together and place them on a baking tray with parchment paper, about 2 inches apart. Next, before I bake the cookies, I'm going to refrigerate them for 30 minutes to firm up the butter in the cookie. And that way it will hold its shape once I place it in the oven to bake. After 30 minutes, I'm ready to bake the cookies in a preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 18 to 20 minutes. The cookies are out of the oven. I had the cookies in the oven for 20 minutes. They're still quite soft, but you can see that they browned in the bottom. We're going to let them completely cool and firm up before we add the next ingredient. Now, while the cookies are cooling, I'm preparing a double boiler to melt some chocolate. So I have about an inch of water in a pot, which is boiling, and I'm going to add 10 ounces of white chocolate chips. Now, I'm using a Belgian chocolate. You can use any white chocolate you have. Now, I'm going to place the chocolate into the bowl. Make sure that the bowl is heat proof. I'm going to turn the heat onto a low heat, and I'm going to continuously stir the chocolate until it's completely melted and looks silky and smooth. I've been mixing the chocolate for about 4 or 5 minutes. It's completely melted, and now I'm going to move it onto the counter. Now this is the fun part where we assemble the cookies. I have here 2½ cups of shredded sweetened coconut. I have the melted chocolate and the cookies that are completely cooled. So the first step is to take the cookie and dip it into the melted white chocolate. And once you have your cookie completely coated with the white chocolate, you're going to move on and dip it into the sweetened coconut. And there you have it, delicious coconut snowball cookies. And that's it. That's how you make my coconut snowball cookies. Very simple and easy recipe. Great for the Christmas holidays. Snowball cookies. They're coconut on the top, and the chocolate is so delicious. It melts in your mouth. I wish you can have one, but you know what? You can always try the recipe. I hope you all enjoyed the recipe today, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, take care. Thanks so much.